Hello, my name is Jay Montalbano, and it is my privilege to serve as the 2020-2021 chair of the LCPA. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve this great organization for the next year, and thank you for being a part of the LCPA. What a year this has been. We are in the midst of a global pandemic, the likes of which this world hasn't seen in over 100 years. Mandatory quarantines have crippled businesses and left millions without jobs. Over the past 3 months, billions of dollars have been pumped into the economy from the federal government to rescue businesses and provide money to unemployed workers for food and rent. Those lucky enough to have jobs have largely been sent home by their employers to telework, creating a new mobile workforce. Social events have been canceled or significantly reduced. Congregations at our places of worship are sparse. Sports are being played with no spectators in the stands. And the prospects of watching Louisiana's favorite pastime this fall are cloudy at best. And yet, in the midst of all of this turmoil, our profession has stepped up to meet these challenges. CPAs across the nation have been on the front lines of business recovery since the start of this pandemic. They've been there helping to decipher the myriad of relief programs created by federal and state legislation in response to COVID-19. Through advocacy efforts from the CPA and the state societies, including the LCPA, CPAs have played a significant role in helping to mold, form, and interpret these programs. At a time when the majority of the world was forced into isolation, CPAs managed to stay connected to each other, their clients, and their employers, much like this bridge behind me is connecting people and businesses. Friday, March 6th was the Society's last board meeting before the pandemic started shutting everything down. That afternoon, I met with Society staff so we could begin planning for my year as chair. At that meeting, I shared with the staff my theme for the year, which was connections. Although we were aware of the growing concern over COVID-19, we didn't have the appreciation for the wide-ranging impacts it would soon have on Louisiana and the U.S. Several weeks later, after the pandemic became a greater reality, I considered if I should change my theme. I didn't have to think long about it. I wanted us to focus this year on promoting the value of the Society to its members through the connections we make. A connection is defined as a relationship in which a person, thing, or idea is linked or associated with something else. In today's world, the notion of being connected is generally positive. In the midst of a global pandemic, the idea of being connected is essential. For several years now, we have been focused on the changing landscape of our profession, brought about mainly by the fast pace of technology growth. My predecessor, Jason McMorrin, focused his theme on evolving our profession in light of these new technological developments. State boards and societies last year weighed in on the CPA's Evolution project to redesign the exam to meet the demands of today's job market. And now, as we navigate this new normal together, a connection to our society is more important and relevant than ever. Consider the following. For those in public practice or industry, who did you reach out to during those first few weeks after the CARES Act was passed, when you had questions from clients or your employers that needed to be answered? Chances are you spoke with a fellow CPA. Perhaps you participated in one of the many virtual CPEs sponsored by the Society. Maybe you reached out to a banker you met at one of the many chapter social functions you attended over the years. Or perhaps you contacted LCPA's CEO Ron Gitz directly, or maybe placed a call to Linda Babin, our Director of State Government Relations. Chances are you were able to find a connection with a fellow CPA, a connection that was made possible through your membership and involvement in the Society. Our challenge this year in a post-pandemic world is to maintain these connections to each other at a time when connecting to others comes with restrictions. Modern technology has provided us with many tools to make connecting safe, but it is up to us to take that next step and forge those connections. I will be challenging our chapter leaders to think outside the box this year, to find ways to keep their members connected despite limits on social gatherings. We can do it. I have watched our members selflessly give of their time and talents in response to natural disasters before. We are headed into uncharted territory. Going it alone will be difficult, but if we stay connected as a profession, as a society, we will emerge stronger than ever. Thank you.